Dear Diary, after the devastating setback of losing game data and basically replaying the entire looking for the Triforce part, I'm back on the God's Tower doorstep and finding myself being drugged down to Hyrule once more. I hurry to the basement, and as soon as I see Princess Zelda, she vanishes and is replaced by 2 jacked up dog knights in a ring of fire. So much for being safe in a secret room in the secret castle at the bottom of the sea. After punching those dogs right in their dog faces, I rush outside and obliterate the entire castle force field with just a simple swipe of my sword. I'm starting to think this castle's security isn't so great. Maybe they should hire some beefed up dudes to stand watch instead of leaving everything to magic. I hurry along the path that leads me into a cave that leads me into Ganon's tower? So this game expects me to believe that the King of Hyrule let Ganon build his evil base across the fucking street? I can still see the castle from here. They are literally neighbors. I really don't think that was a good leadership decision. No wonder your kingdom's under the sea. Inside Ganon's tower, you have to refight the 4 main bosses. You've got the sandworm, the spooky ghost, the plant from Little Shop of Horrors, and the shitty magma lobster. These bosses are exactly the same and are pretty easy because I already know how to defeat them. They're more of annoyances than actual obstacles. So the next part, in my opinion, is really stupid. You enter a room and the game makes a big deal out of you remembering everything in the room, the candlesticks in particular. So I thought it was some super important clue as to how to beat Ganon. So I'm over here writing it down, drawing pictures, doing mathematical formulas, trying to figure out the importance of it, when in reality it's just clues as to which order you hit the switches in the other room. The reason why I think this is so stupid is because when you enter the switch room, the game shows you which order to hit them in. So what the fuck was the point of making a big deal out of the other room? Ah, but what do these switches do? Something amazing? No. They just create a portal so I can go back up to the surface. Which is what I do! See ya, bitches! Wouldn't want to beat ya! Just kidding, but that was fun pretending, right? Instead, I go back into the other room and, like any normal player, jump right into that bottomless pit, which leads me into a maze of Phantom Ganons. And I just have to say, Phantom Ganon is much scarier than real Ganon. The scariest thing about real Ganon is his obnoxiously high collar. This next part is a bit tricky. After defeating Phantom Ganon, his sword will fall to the ground and the handle will tell you what door to go through. Don't look at me, I never figured that shit out. It's the end of the game and I don't have time for puzzles. I retrieve the light arrow, which burns with the light of 1,000 suns and scorches anyone's eyes out that are in the vicinity, and proceed forward up a long staircase into a circular room that appears to have some sort of leak, and see a special bed where Ganon lets his kidnapped victims rest. How Law & Order SVU of him. Ganon jibber-jabbers about oceans and the gods and his feelings, blah blah blah, and then he transforms into a puppet. And so now I have to fight these Ganon puppets. There's a warthog thing, a spider, and a silly snake. I have to shoot the blue ball with a light arrow until the puppet explodes. Eventually, all 3 puppets explode, and Ganon is up in the rafters telling me to come fight him, but then he runs off. What the hell, man? Are we doing this thing or not? I climb up into the rafters and come out on top of the roof. Now this motherfucker has nowhere to go, unless he has a hot air balloon, which I doubt, because in case you need reminding, we are still underwater. And Ganon's completely lost his mind. He's talking about the wind and the desert and power and wisdom and courage. Then out of nowhere, he slaps the shit out of me. My sword goes flying and almost impales Zelda, and I can't do anything because it's a cutscene. He draws forth the Triforce and states that whoever touches it will receive their greatest desire. So he's walking towards it, and all of a sudden, the King of Red Lions appears, and is like, "Hey, Sister Triforce." Boop! Touches it. And Ganon is like 5 feet away with his hand raised like a doofus. The king could have wished for anything. He could have wished for Ganon to be dead. He could have wished for none of this to ever happen. But instead, he wishes for hope and a future or some vague shit, and the air bubble surrounding Hyrule pops, and water starts pouring, and then Ganon starts just laughing his ass off, and you just know some really fucked up shit is about to happen. The battle begins, and Zelda is supposed to be helping me by shooting Ganon with the light arrows, but she straight up nails me immediately. Thanks, Zelda. It's not like I'm fighting the final battle or anything. I don't need those hearts. This battle was in no way easy for me. I died multiple times, and there came a part where Zelda actually aimed for my shield, and I had to reflect the arrow onto Ganon while avoiding his attacks. And when I was avoiding his attacks, I'd get shot by the arrow, and then Zelda would tell me to try harder, and when it would cut back to me, the angle of the camera was all weird, and Ganon was up in my business trying to bust my balls. This fight was very frustrating, which made it all the more sweeter when I finally drove my sword into Ganon's head. With Ganon turned into a stone statue, the king appears and tells us we must return to the surface and live out our lives, but he has to stay behind. I hated that boat, but I felt pretty bad when he decided to stay. I'll never let go, boat. I'll never let go. When we get back to the surface, I'm glad to see Tetra is back to her usual dirty pirate self. As we lay down in the water, her pirate ship shows up, and instead of throwing us a life preserver, everyone just waves. And waves some more. Both the sages are there, and so is my sister, but no one seems to care that we are completely exhausted from battle, possibly dehydrated. Nope, this boat is full of lunatics just waving at us. And I guess that was the end. I'm a little disappointed there wasn't a surprise birthday party, since I did save the world from Ganon, but I guess you can't have everything. If you guys like this video or any of my other videos, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave me a comment. Tell me about your first Zelda game. Did you like it? Did you think it was crap? Let me know. I put a new video out every Wednesday. That includes next Wednesday, which will be a brand new entry in my diary with a new game. Stay tuned to find out which game I torture myself with next. I'm a part of the Half Empty E-Tank team, which mainly does live streams every weekday from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're into that sort of thing, head over to our Twitch channel and hit that follow button. Wait, what? What the hell is this? We're setting sail again? In the soulless body of my dead boat friend? I'm leaving the island and my family who I fought so hard to protect? Where are we going? We've sailed to all the islands. Is this the beginning of some shitty sequel? Why?